My parents charged me first $500 a month to live under their roof, while my sister paid nothing. When they discovered I bought a house in cash and left, they went ballistic. Pratt 1. The envelope sat beside my plate like a threat dressed in white. My name typed in capital letters. Centered, no handwriting. No warmth. Just sterile precision. Dad didn't even look at me when I opened it. $1,500 a month, he said, like he was reading a utility bill. Includes rent, internet, electricity, and your share of household costs. I blinked at the itemized list. 900 base rent. 200 utilities. 400 household contribution. At the bottom, due on the 1st. Late fees apply. Next to me, Aspen twirled her pasta. Her nails were freshly done. Her phone screen glowed with some influencer skincare routine. She didn't even glance up. But Aspen doesn't. I began. She's still figuring out her direction. Mom cut in smoothly, her voice honeyed. You have 2 jobs. You're stable. It's time you learn adult responsibility. I'm stable because I haven't had a day off in 6 months. Because I work from 8 to 4 at the bank. Then sprint across town to serve tables until midnight. Because I clip coupons and skip breakfast and live in the room I painted when I was 10. I looked at the invoice again. Every number hit like a judgment. When does this start? I asked quietly. Next week. Dad replied. We trust you can manage that. Mom's fork tapped the rim of her glass. And just so we're clear, late payments come with a 50/50 fee. It's how the real world works. I nodded. Because what else was I going to do? I folded the paper carefully, slipped it in my pocket, and excused myself before the weight in my chest cracked something open. Upstairs, I opened my laptop and checked my bank balance. Not great, but not empty. I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I opened a new spreadsheet, labeled it, rent receipts, and started typing. Downstairs, Aspen laughed at something on her phone. I added another columns, expenses they don't pay. I was learning, just not the lesson they thought they were teaching. And when I opened my credit card statement, I saw her name on the account. By the end of the week, I'd worked 5 bank shifts, 3 closing shifts at the restaurant, and eaten exactly 4 full meals. My wrists ached from carrying trays, my legs throbbed standing too long, and my inbox was a mix of overdraft alerts and reminders about rent. When I came home Friday night, Aspen was draped across the living room couch, wearing one of my old sweatshirts like it was hers. The TV played a rerun of some dating show. On the coffee table sat an Amazon package with my name on it, addressed to me, purchased by someone else. Aspen said, holding up the package. Did you use my card again? She didn't even blink. You said I could once. That was months ago. For textbooks. I said. She shrugged. Well, you never changed the login. I stared at her, waiting for even a hint of apology. None came, just the sound of canned laughter from the television. Mom walked in from the kitchen, wiping her hands on a dish towel. What's going on? She's still using my credit card, I said. Mom sighed like she was already bored of the conversation. Leona, Aspen's trying to find her path. You're the one with steady income. Why not support each other instead of keeping score? I swallowed the lump in my throat. They didn't see it as theft. They saw it as expected. Natural. I earned. She consumed. That was the balance in their eyes. That night I sat on my bed and scrolled through my bank app. There were charges I didn't recognize. Cosmetics, streaming subscriptions, meal kits, none of them mine. All of them billed to the card linked to our shared family Wi-Fi account. I clicked open my spreadsheet and added a new tab. Aspen's charges. Then I opened a new browser tab and typed, how to dispute unauthorized family credit card use. I didn't press enter. Instead, I opened another tab and searched, how to open a high-yield savings account. I opened the account during my lunch break on a Tuesday. Not at the branch where I worked, too visible, but at a credit union across town. I used my work email, set up a new pro box for correspondence, and funded it with the small bonus I'd earned last quarter for meeting quarterly targets 100,000. A quiet start. That night, I updated my spreadsheet, tab by tab rent payments, utility contributions, groceries I'd bought without being asked. I created color-coded columns: green for confirmed payments, yellow for disputed charges, red for Aspen's digital footprints on my accounts. Every click felt like reclaiming a breath. 2 days later, I was balancing deposits at my teller window when Ezra leaned over the divider with his usual lazy grin. You look like you're preparing for court. Maybe I am. I muttered. He raised an eyebrow, and I told him, not everything, but enough. The rent invoice. Aspen's charges, the unspoken rules of our house. Want to see something? He asked, then pulled up a public mortgage registry on his screen. Your parents refinanced last year. Their loan's delinquent. At least 90 days behind. I blinked. But I've been paying. They're not teaching you anything, he said. They're keeping the lights on with your paycheck. That's not responsibility. That's dependence. Later that evening, I stared at my spreadsheet again, added a new row beneath, mortgage contribution. In bold, I typed, this isn't about helping me grow. This is about keeping them from drowning. Then I made 2 copies. One for my desktop, one for the cloud, and labeled the folder, evidence. I closed the screen and lay back on my bed, trying to calculate how long it might take to save enough to leave. The number was too big, the hours too many. But I wasn't just working anymore. I was recording. And recording, I was learning, could be its own kind of resistance. It started with Ezra sliding his phone across the break room table during a late lunch. Look at this, he said. 4 bedroom, 3 bath, decent neighborhood. Priced way under market because the owner's desperate to sell. I expected a fixer-upper, but the pictures showed hardwood floors, clean windows, even a small backyard. It wasn't glamorous, but it looked possible. I can't afford a house, I said, though my voice faltered in its certainty.